She was about to reveal her biggest secret to the man she loved, but when the moment came, everything went wrong. It all started when she went down on her knees in front of him.
Jake Horton, will you marry me?
Kira's fingers tightened around the bouquet as she proposed to Jake in front of the entire college. She could design a clean energy reactor in her sleep, but asking a man to marry her made her heart race like nothing else. She'd planned everything perfectly. She'd propose to Jake, he'd say yes, and then she'd finally tell him the secret she'd been hiding from everyone. But when Jake opened his mouth, annoyed, he made her regret ever falling in love with him.
You think you can marry me?
Jake laughed loud enough for everyone to hear.
God, Kira. You really don't know your place, do you?
Kira's smile faltered. Jake stepped closer, annoyed voice sharp.
Just because you carry the name Olsen doesn't make you one. You're the illegitimate daughter. The charity case. Did you really think I'd marry trash like you?
Gasps rippled through the crowd. Kira's throat tightened.
You said you loved me.
Jake had been smitten with her for the past 4 years, following her everywhere she went. And when Kira finally showed her own feelings,
How could things go so wrong?
Jake smirked.
Love, don't fool yourself. I was with you because of that little energy project you were working on, and because of the assignments you foolishly did for me.
Kira's fingers curled around the bouquet. If only he knew how much more she could do than solve his petty college work. But thank God he didn't. If Jake had even the slightest idea who she really was, he would have used her for far worse. Jake turned around, and Kira followed his gaze. And there stood Isla Olsen, the legitimate daughter of the Olsens, Kira's half-sister and the real heiress.
I've found someone better. Someone who isn't born from filth, and someone whose name means something in the world.
He yanked the bouquet from Kira's trembling hands and dropped to one knee before Isla.
Ayla Olsen, will you marry me?
Isla gasped.
Yes, Jake! 1,000 times yes!
The crowd erupted in cheers, while Kira stood there humiliated. Isla turned to the audience, voice sweet and syrupy.
Jake, don't be so harsh. Even if Kira's a bastard, she's still my sister.
She smiled at the onlookers.
She's always been a little slow in studies. In love, I think she mistook Jake's kindness for something else.
The crowd nodded sympathetically.
Poor Kiera, the pitiful one.
Kira's chest constricted. Isla knew she was the smarter one, much more intelligent than anyone in the entire college. But the rules were clear. The illegitimate one had to stay beneath the legitimate heir. Isla stepped closer to Kira, bending down slightly, her voice dropping so only Kira could hear.
You want to know what a man really wants, Kira?
Isla murmured.
It's not love. It's power. Give him that, and he's yours forever.
She straightened, her eyes glittering.
And I gave him that by getting him a deal with Dr. South.
The scientist whom everyone in the energy industry worships.
The one who never says yes to anyone except me.
Kira's eyes widened.
Dr. South? How could Isla possibly manage that?
Jake slipped a ring onto Isla's finger as the crowd roared again. They walked away hand in hand, laughing, leaving Kira shattered and humiliated. If only they knew who she really was, they'd be begging for forgiveness instead of laughing. Kira stood frozen where they'd left her. She had spent 4 years writing his papers, correcting his research, and building Finally,
Filed all of them. The prototype's secure and your reactor model is protected under your company's name.
Samuel smiled faintly.
Once the news spreads, every major firm in the world will be fighting to use your technology. Every company in the energy sector is dying for just one meeting with you.
He added, smiling. Kira nodded.
Good. But don't set them up based on money. I want to work with people who actually deserve the technology.
Of course.
Samuel hesitated.
You know, Kira, you should think about taking the company public.
She frowned.
An IPO?
He nodded eagerly.
Exactly. You'll still own everything, but instead of working through third-party licenses, the company becomes yours illegally, publicly, officially.
That's incredible news.
And when you reveal yourself as Dr. South, it'll be your perfect launch.
Kira smiled faintly.
So the illegitimate daughter of Taylor Olson will own the future of energy. My father will definitely not like it.
Samuel said.
Exactly. But neither he nor Jake will be able to do anything about it. You'll control the tech, the narrative, everything.
She considered it for a moment, then stood up.
Fine. Let's do it.
Samuel's face lit up.
I'll start the paperwork. You'll need to verify your ID documents at the registrar's office.
Kira nodded.
I'll go now. And keep the Horton Group's request on hold for now. Don't reject right away.
That afternoon, Kira walked into the courthouse, confident and composed, unaware she was about to receive the biggest shock of her life. The clerk barely looked up as she handed over the forms.
Name?
Kira Olson.
Mother's name?
Poppy Hill.
Kira winced a little at her mother's mention. Her father never accepted Poppy, who was his mistress, into his life, and she seemed to hold Kira responsible for it.
And your husband's name?
Kira frowned.
I'm not married.
The clerk sighed, tapping impatiently.
Ma'am, please don't waste my time. If you fought with your husband, that's between you and him, but legally I need his name.
Kira's voice hardened.
I said I'm not married. I am here to register my company.
The clerk rolled her eyes and turned the monitor so Kira could see.
Then maybe you should talk to your husband before making a new company, Mrs. Horton.
On the screen, a digital marriage certificate was pulled up. Wife, Kira Olson. Husband, Lewis Horton. The clerk printed out the certificate and handed it to Kira.
Come back after you sort this issue.
This can't be real.
It's government registered, man.
The clerk said without looking up.
It can't be faked. Maybe you should call your husband if you've forgotten your own wedding.
Kira didn't know what to say. She was sure she wasn't married. Hell, she doesn't even know someone named Lewis Horton. Worse still, could he be related to Jake Horton, the guy who just publicly dumped her for her half-sister? Kira stumbled out of the office, the document clutched tightly in her hand. She took a shaky breath, pulled out her phone, and dialed Samuel.
Find everything you can about Lewis Horton.
She said quickly.
Lewis Horton? Who's that?
I wouldn't have asked you if I knew.
The line went silent for a beat.
Okay, I will.
Samuel hung up the phone, and for the first time that day, Kira Olson, the woman who was always in control, had no idea how to solve this problem. The next morning, Kira woke up to a new notification on her phone. After yesterday's fiasco, she had headed straight back to her one-bedroom apartment where she had lived ever since she had started living on her own, right after high school. Even now, when she could afford tens of villas, Kira confined staying in her tiny apartment. She checked her mail. The notification was about a video conference invite to Dr. South from the International Energy Forum. As always, she rejected the invitation and decided to send her research through the mail. Kira exhaled slowly. Even now, after all these years, it still felt surreal that the same girl who grew up being told she was worthless had built an empire in secret. She turned on the TV, and the news headlines were already buzzing with the rumor that Dr. South was to sign a research deal with Horton Industries. Her lips tightened.
Of course.
She murmured.
Isla has always been overconfident in stealing things from me.
But I won't sit silently this time.
Just as she picked up her phone to call Samuel, she received a call from her mother. Kira almost didn't answer, but then Poppy would keep calling. She picked up.
Mother?
Come to the Olsen Villa.
Poppy said sharply.
Now.
Kira frowned.
Why?
Just come!
And the line went dead. For a long moment, Kira stared at the phone. She hadn't stepped into that house in years, and she had no interest in going there. But she knew that she had no choice. When Kira reached the villa, Poppy was already waiting for her outside the gate. And before Kira could even speak, the slap landed. Kira's head snapped to the side.
Mother, how dare you!
Poppy hissed.
Humiliate this family by throwing yourself at Jake in public! Especially when he was interested in Isla. When will you stop being jealous of her?
I am not jealous.
Kira's cheeks stung from the slap.
Jake was my boyfriend. We were together for 4 years. Stop making up stories.
Poppy said in a sharp voice.
Jake's family is the biggest in this town. They would never marry someone with your blood.
I have your blood.
Kira said, sounding defeated.
How can you hate me so much? Are you even my mother?
Poppy's smear dropped for a moment. She looked hurt, but then she put the smile back on.
Unfortunately, yes.
Why did you call me here?
She asked finally. Poppy's lips curved into a cruel smile.
Isla and Jake's engagement is tonight. I want you here to help out. You can serve drinks, fix her gown, tie her shoes, whatever she needs.
Kira's hands clenched at her sides.
You called me here to make me Isla's maid? To make you useful for once.
Poppy snapped.
And you need to watch with your own eyes who Jake really belongs to.
Kira's anger boiled over.
I don't need that asshole Jake.
I'm already married.
That made Poppy pause.
What nonsense are you talking about?
I said.
Kira repeated, her voice firm.
I'm married.
Did you marry some homeless guy just to get married before Isla?
Amazing how you make everything about Isla.
Kira laughed sarcastically.
I'll introduce you to my husband later.
Kira didn't want to tell Poppy that she had no idea who her husband was. And he may or may not have been homeless. Who knows? What Kira didn't know was that she was about to meet him in the next hour. Inside her room, Isla was dressed in an expensive gown, looking beautiful and elegant. When she spotted Kira, her lips curved.
Oh, you came. How sweet.
Before Kira could answer, Poppy interjected.
Isla, Kira got married.
Isla was surprised.
So soon. Who's the guy? Is he better than Jake?
Poppy said in a mocking tone.
Of course not. There isn't a single person of higher standing than Jake Horton.
Do you really think Kira could find a decent suitor? The loser she married didn't even dare to come here with her.
Isla was satisfied with Poppy's answer. Then she tried to wear her heels, but couldn't bend down because of her tight dress. Isla gave Kira a slight smile. Immediately, Poppy pushed Kira.
A useless girl. Always so oblivious. Your sister is having trouble. Now go on and help her put on her shoes.
Kira was speechless. It was always like this. Did Poppy still think she was that naive, ignorant little girl who wouldn't know how to fight back even when bullied? Her eyes were cold, and her voice hinted with impatience.
You can help her yourself.
Kira Olsen, what's this attitude? Do you think you've grown wings just because you're married now? Your husband is nothing more than a freeloader. You'll still need to rely on the Olsen family.
Before Kira could respond, a tall figure appeared at the doorstep. It was Taylor Olsen, Kira and Isla's father.
Isla. Why are you arguing with Kira?
Isla quickly changed her tone, stepping toward Taylor.
Dad, Kira's just a little mad that Jake is marrying me instead of her. I was just trying to calm her down.
Kira, are you still trying to get Jake back?
No, I am not.
Kira hesitated, then added,
I got married.
Taylor fixed his gaze on Kira.
You got married? Without even informing us?
Well, no worries. I wouldn't have come anyway.
I don't want any scene tonight. The CEO of Horton Industries, Lewis Horton, is coming personally for the engagement.
Kira was immediately taken aback. Isla looked confused.
Who's Lewis Horton? Is he really important?
Curious, Kira leaned in to listen. Taylor said,
He's a mystery because he doesn't do press conferences and has been living abroad for years. Even I have never met him. He is Jake Horton's uncle. He's only 28 years old and is now the real power holder in the Horton family.
Poppy gasped.
Doesn't that make him a better match for Ayla than Jake?
Taylor snapped at her.
Nonsense. Mr. Horton is already married.
Kira narrowed her eyes.
Married? If he really was the man in the marriage certificate, then it would seem that Lewis should know what's going on.
Who's his wife? She's even luckier than Isla.
Kira quickly looked over at Taylor and heard him reply,
I don't know. It's said that he and his wife aren't fond of social engagements.
Taylor frowned in deep thought.
I'm not sure why he suddenly decided to come here today.
Kira barely heard the rest. Her mind was spinning.
Could it be the same man? Or just a coincidence?
Just then, Mrs. Olsen entered the room. She was Taylor's legitimate wife, who had graciously allowed Poppy and Kira to live under the same roof as her. She looked sick and weak. Mrs. Olsen had been battling a chronic illness for years, and it had taken a toll on her body. But she still looked as poised and elegant as ever.
Why did you come down?
I wasn't going to miss my daughter's engagement.
Mrs. Olsen replied in her frail voice.
Besides, I am feeling better today.
She didn't notice Kira standing by the wall, but Kira felt her heart ache seeing Mrs. Olsen so weak. Mrs. Olsen, who had the right to hate Kira the most, was the only kind person she met in the Olsen family. Poppy didn't act like a mother at all, and often forgot to feed Kira when she was young. As a child, Kira was so skinny and malnourished that she dug around in trash cans for food as soon as she learned to walk. One day, Mrs. Olsen found her doing that and started leaving food for her in the garden every day. She kept up this routine for 12 years. If it weren't for Mrs. Olsen's kindness, Kira probably would have died of hunger a long time ago. Meanwhile, Poppy felt completely different about Mrs. Olsen. If it weren't for Mrs. Olsen, maybe Taylor would have married her. And she took her revenge in the cruelest way possible. Both she and Mrs. Olsen gave birth on the same day. So, she switched the children when no one was looking. And now her daughter was getting married into the richest family in the country, while Mrs. Olsen's daughter was labeled illegitimate and was forced to marry a broke person to save face. Poppy felt proud of herself. If only she knew that Kira was actually Dr. Self, and the husband she thought was poor was powerful enough to make Jake bow his head. A commotion outside garnered everyone's attention. The Hortons had arrived. When Taylor Olsen walked toward the entrance, Kira noticed something unusual. He wasn't looking at Jake. He was heading toward a man stepping out of a black car. The murmurs began instantly.
Is that? It's Lewis Horton.
Kira's breath caught. The CEO of Horton Industries, the most powerful man in America, the man who hated making public appearances. Taylor almost tripped over himself greeting him.
Mr. Horton, it's an honor, truly an honor.
Lewis was wearing a well-tailored black suit and walking at the front like a moon surrounded by stars. His features were more distinct than in the photos, with a firm profile and strong jawline. His deep-set eyes were brooding, his thin lips were stern-looking, and his every move exuded an air of sophistication. Perhaps sensing her gaze, the man suddenly looked back at her. For a moment, their eyes met. His sharp gaze made Kira's heart flutter. Just as she was trying to observe the emotions in his eyes, he shifted his gaze elsewhere. This left Kira somewhat confused. From his attitude, she couldn't tell if he recognized her. She wasn't even sure if it was the same person. The picture in the marriage certificate was too small. Taylor asked with a smile.
Mr. Horton, where's your wife? Didn't she come with you?
At the question, Kira felt Lewis Horton glance at her again. He casually replied,
She couldn't make it.
Taylor was practically glowing, trying to make a good impression.
We're honored you're here, Mr. Horton. I trust everything has been arranged to your comfort.
Lewis's voice was calm but distant.
I don't care much for comfort. I just don't like my time being wasted.
Kira could see Jake's jaw tighten. His uncle's presence clearly made him nervous, and he was bothered that Taylor was paying more attention to Lewis than to him. Kira stepped closer to get a better look at Lewis's face. That's when she heard Lewis's angry voice.
You made me waste so much money on a stupid engagement party.
Lewis fumed at Jake.
You told me we'll meet important businessmen here, but I don't see anyone here. I promise you, this isn't a waste. You won't regret spending money on this engagement?
Jake replied nervously. Even though Lewis was close to Jake in age, he was still Jake's uncle and the real power holder of the Horton family.
Isla will bring Dr. South to Horton Industries.
The deal alone will triple our profits.
Kira's stomach dropped. They are using her name again.
I don't think Dr. South meets just anybody.
Lewis responded.
But I'll take your work. And remember, Jake.
If Dr. South doesn't do this deal with us, your career is over before it starts. I'll talk to you later.
He pointed to his phone and then walked toward the balcony to take a call. Kira's eyes lit up. She followed Lewis to the balcony. As Kira got closer, Lewis quickly hung up the phone before fixing his ice-cold gaze on her. Kira paused. Meeting his dangerous gaze, she suddenly smiled and asked tentatively,
Honey?
Kira stared intently at Lewis, observing his reaction. Upon hearing the way she addressed him, he became even colder. His dark eyes harbored a frosty gaze, devoid of any emotion, and he turned to head back to the living room. Kira quickly stepped forward, blocking his path. Lewis frowned a little.
Out of my way.
Kira suspected something.
You don't recognize me?
Lewis looked down at her.
Should I?
When he had arrived, he had felt Kira looking at him and found her different from the other people who were only crowding him to get in his good books. She was beautiful. He had initially thought she was different from the women who threw themselves at him, but didn't expect her to be even bolder than they were. She had the gall to address him as honey. Lewis was a little impatient.
Miss, I'm married. Please behave.
Kira was a bit stunned. This man clearly didn't recognize her, yet he said he was married. Was there a mistake in the Civil Affairs Bureau's registration? She persisted.
May I ask who your wife is?
His answer was short and cold.
It has nothing to do with you.
Kira took out the photocopy of the marriage certificate and placed it in front of him.
Mr. Horton, this man is you, right?
Lewis looked at the photocopy and noticed the name of the woman on it was Kira Olsen. Looking up again, he mocked her.
Miss Olsen, you should be more professional if you're forging this.
With that, Lewis didn't return to the living room. Instead, he strode off to the parking lot through the small garden. Kira ran after him, trying to talk it through, but she was blocked by two black-suited bodyguards. Kira stood her ground, calling out to him as he walked away.
Louis! Mr. Horton, this document is genuine. If you don't believe it, you can check it with the Civil Affairs Bureau.
Miss Olson, I knew you liked Jake,
Lewis said.
but I didn't know you would stoop so low to get back at him for rejecting you.
He closed the door and the car sped away, while Kira stood there speechless. She had no idea what had just happened. How could Lewis be married to her without even knowing who she is? But wasn't that the case with her too?
What is the mystery of this marriage?
Kira thought.
I must find out the truth before I come out at Dr. South.
Meanwhile, Lewis's personal assistant informed Isla that Lewis had to leave because of a personal matter. But Isla had seen Kira talking to him, although she couldn't hear what they were talking about. She had even seen him stealing glances at Kira at the party. It made her jealous that someone so influential as Lewis would take an interest in Kira and not her. When Isla returned to the hall, Taylor questioned her.
Why did Mr. Horton leave? Did we do anything to upset him?
Dad, I saw Kira pestering Mr. Horton. Mr. Horton seemed really angry when he left, and he left a message.
What message?
Mr. Horton said he wants you to teach your daughter well.
Isla bit her lip.
With Kira behaving like this, will the Horton family think that I am the same as her?
Taylor's face turned ashen.
I'll deal with Kira later. By the way, Jake told me you are arranging a deal with Dr. South for the Horton Group.
Isla grew nervous. She had no idea how to contact Dr. South. Hell, she didn't even know if Dr. South knew she existed. But she knew that Jake would earn favors with his family if he got Dr. South to visit the Horton Group. So she had lied.
Yes, Dad, I am arranging the meeting,
she said in a low voice.
Let's go finish the engagement ceremony.
Isla changed the topic, but she knew she had to do something soon, or Jake would never marry her. Kira left the Olsen villa on her electric scooter. She was about to reach her apartment when her phone rang. It was Samuel.
Boss, a lot of people have been looking into who Dr. South is lately.
Kira raised an eyebrow.
They haven't uncovered anything. Have they?
Of course not. They think Dr. South is a powerful man.
After all, no one would ever guess that Dr. South, who conquered the issue of hydrogen fuel,
is actually a harmless-looking young woman who just graduated from college.
Anything else?
Kira cut off his rambling.
Oh, yes. I've found the information on Lewis Horton.
Tell me.
Lewis Horton is Jake Horton's uncle. Rumor has it that he has a violent and ruthless personality, hence, he was sent overseas when he was little.
Everyone thought that the family property would be handed over to his elder brother. That is, Jake Horton's father. However,
Lewis Horton returned to the country unexpectedly last week,
using some ruthless method to force his father to retire and take control of the Horton Group.
Kira frowned.
Look up his contact information and schedule.
I'll go talk to him again.
After hanging up, Kira rubbed her temples. Things were a bit troublesome. Given Lewis Horton's status, he was escorted by bodyguards when he traveled, and it wouldn't be easy to meet him. She shouldn't have impulsively called him honey earlier, which had upset him. She sighed, turned her scooter around, and slowly headed home. As she was about to reach her home, an old lady in her 80s or 90s suddenly sprang out from the side of the road. Kira slammed on the brakes, narrowly avoiding a collision. The old woman was thin and short, but she was well-dressed and didn't appear to be from an ordinary family. She had a tag around her neck, which had a contact number with a note that said, "If you find this lady, please dial this number. A reward will be given."
It had to be Alzheimer's disease. Someone was missing a family member.
Kira immediately took out her phone and began to dial the number on the tag. The old woman stared blankly at her for a moment, but then she suddenly became active. She grabbed Kira's wrist, her cloudy eyes shining brightly.
Ah, there you are, dear. I was waiting for you.
Kira blinked.
For me?
Yes, the woman said cheerfully.
You're my grandson's wife, aren't you? Such a lovely girl.
Kira froze.
I think you've mistaken me for someone else.
But the woman smiled fondly and took her hand.
No, I remember. I saw your picture. You're just as beautiful in person.
Kira didn't know what to say. The old woman must be confused.
What's your grandson's name?
I forgot his name.
The old woman replied. Kira consoled her before making a phone call.
Take it easy, ma'am. It's okay if you can't remember.
Meanwhile, Lewis Horton sat in his Bentley a few blocks away. His useless security guards had let his grandma slip away. Lewis wouldn't have bothered if it were anyone else in his family, but he loved his grandma. She was the only one who understood him and took care of him when everyone abandoned him. He was about to start a search operation when his phone rang. Lewis immediately answered it. A serene female voice came from the other end.
Hello, I found your number on an old lady's medical tag. Are you her grandson?
The temperature in the car dropped instantly. Everyone on Lewis's team jumped into action. Some were prepared to call the police, while Tom, his assistant, tracked the location of the caller. Lewis's eyes remained sharp, and his voice was steady.
Where is she?
The woman shared the location and hung up. Lewis squinted slightly. He found the voice on the phone oddly familiar. 5 minutes later, they arrived at the location, but the young woman who had made the call was nowhere to be found. Only a police officer was there with old Mrs. Horton. Lewis ran up to her and asked,
Grandma, how did you end up here?
Old Mrs. Horton replied mysteriously.
I came to see your wife. She lives nearby.
Lewis paused and sighed.
Grandma, you know that's not true.
Impossible! I met her!
Mrs. Horton complained.
But she left me with the police because she had some important work.
She took the girl's number from Lewis's phone, intending to call her later. Meanwhile, Lewis was just relieved that he found his grandma, and Kira, she had no idea that she missed the chance to meet the man she was chasing. The next morning, Kira got a call from her university advisor.
Kira, come to the university now.
Kira didn't know what was going on, but she hopped on her e-bike and rushed to meet Professor Miller in his office. The proposal fiasco was still fresh in her mind. As she entered the university grounds, she found Isla and Poppy already in the professor's office. It was normal for Isla to be here, but why was Poppy here as well? Just as she was wondering, Professor Miller's serious voice interrupted her thoughts.
Kira, your qualifications for the recommendation for postgraduate study have been revoked.
To find out what happens next, download the Pocket FM app in the next 1 minute to get free access to 20+ free episodes of I Am Married to a Stranger. Hurry before the offer disappears. Install Pocket FM and enjoy free episodes now.